The original video is linked in the description down below. Enjoy.
Alright then, so in this one we're going to be looking at a Sikh get stopped and questioned for his religious items which he is carrying. Which is a religious items, makes it sort of exempt from the law. But we'll get straight into it and we'll see how it goes.
So obviously there's concerns about that, so that's what I'm speaking to. Is it religious?
So obviously there's concerns about that, so that's what I'm speaking to.
Okay.
Is it religious items?
I think we need to phone Chief Inspector Manny Gill. He'll be able to. He'll answer your question.
I know exactly who you are. I've seen your video on YouTube. Journalist singing for yourself.
That's who I am. That is yes.
Yeah, you're sick, aren't you? Obviously, can I just see it?
For the first 40 seconds, this officer has established that he knows who this person is because he's seen his videos. He knows he's been stopped numbers of times, and he is a Sikh, which makes this religious item he's carrying, knife, or capone, or whatever they call them, legal. But this interaction is not going to stop until more officers turn up which recognise who he is and tell him it's all fine. We'll get straight into it and keep watching because this interaction shouldn't have gone this long at all.
Can you see which both of them?
Well, you got two.
I've always carried two. That's correct.
You're sick, aren't you? That's right, isn't it?
You told me. You said you know who I am.
Yeah, that's what you say on your videos. Is that are you practicing?
Do I need to answer your questions? Call your Chief Inspector Manny Gill. He's working. Or do you want me to phone him?
If you want to, it's up to yourself. Have you got the other keys that you carry as a practice?
Let me phone your Chief Inspector before you answer any questions and get yourself in trouble.
To be honest, all this person had to say was a Sikh, and I think this officer would have left him alone. And I don't think this officer will get in trouble for doing his job. Is being called out to somebody carrying a knife, I think his approach is actually good considering most people will get called out for carrying knives end up on the floor with guns aimed at them.
Actually, his phone's off at the moment.
Yeah, so it's bank holiday, so it's not likely that it's going to be working.
Okay.
So, I want to get a good details on this.
No?
What's your purpose in Worcester today? Start for the day.
I don't answer questions.
So I do think in some situations it's best to answer some questions, obviously not all questions. The small talk's nothing. If he just said he was Sikh, I don't think this would be happening at the moment. I think he would have left. Because like I did say, most people which have calls for knives or anything like that, they get guns pointed at them. This officer knows straight away.
People need to be somewhere today. Can you hold up train, mate?
Yeah, well, we can do that. Obviously, you've got reports of somebody with a knife, so the officer obviously come and investigate. I'm not saying he's doing anything, obviously, nefarious with the knife, but obviously if somebody's reported it, so we just have to go and speak to you, that's all it is.
You spoke to me, you know who I am, so then you're still holding the people up.
Well, I don't know who you are.
But you do know who I am. Yes, you do.
I don't. I just know your YouTube channel, that's
Okay,
all I do.
okay.
I don't know who you are as a person, as an
Okay,
individual. I know nothing
okay.
about you. I've never met you before.
So you know that I've got, you know I'm carrying this capon here, and I've got two. And why haven't you put me in handcuffs? Because you know who I am. That's the reason. Because if you didn't think I was, you'd put me in the handcuffs. I know.
Potentially.
And that there explains it all, because I can show you hundreds of videos where they've just had a report of somebody carrying a knife, and you've had the police come with the guns out, slamming people on the face, and then handcuffing them and searching them, and not even finding any knives. But in this case, you can clearly see he's got two on him, but yet none of that's happened. But why is that? Because he, in my eyes, he knows that it is for religious purposes, and he doesn't want to use excessive force and lose his job or get disciplined and any of that sort of stuff. Whereas when it's the other one, when the cats see him and the police come like that and they go, in my eyes, excessively, and then they find nothing, their excuse is, well, we had a call for knife. it's funny in how the interaction's different, but for the same incident.
You're not offering any sort of violence or any threats towards anybody. So I don't know how to put you in handcuffs if I don't feel like there's a
That's
need for
correct.
it.
That's correct. So what's
I
what?
have to go to justify my use of force. And
Okay.
at the moment, I don't see that there's any need for me to use any force. So that's why.
Yeah, absolutely. No, but the thing is, he is being very. He's been all right actually. Yeah.
So this officer understands that he's in a situation where he could end up doing something he is not required to do. Like he said, he would have to explain his use of force, and he can't explain use of force in this situation. So I don't understand why a lot of officers feel like they can do the things they do and get away with it because explaining the use of force is necessary in any cases where use of force is thingied, but because of police officers, it'll all get brushed under the rug anyways.
Am I detained at the moment, or can I just go? Could I? Huh?
You're not being detained at a precise moment in time now.
So I can walk off.
If you really want to, yeah.
Oh, you know. Are you recording?
Okay.
Okay. You're on the phone. Superintendent.
So that's very interesting, isn't it? He's not detained, and he can just walk off if he wants to. But he's carrying 2 knives. Don't you find it very ironic, right? I am going to find a newer video of police using excessive force against somebody who was suspected of carrying knife. Not even having proof that they are carrying knife, just a report that they are carrying knife. And then somebody they can see is carrying knives, and the interaction they get is completely different.
How long are you going to keep your train? I've got someone waiting for me on the other
How long
end.
it takes, I'm afraid, sir.
Takes for what?
Sorry?
long-
To establish the facts and to make sure that there's no risk to public safety.
He already knows who he is.
Sorry?
He already knows who he is.
Well, yeah, that makes no odds. We're still
No,
going
Mr.
to report somebody
Public
I
carrying
don't
a
make
knife.
no odds though. If you've watched the
No,
video and you know that
So
this thing happens all the time and you know that there's no issue.
Listen,
So okay.
I understand what you're saying. I know your friend's trying to film us all that.
Okay.
Makes the blinding.
I want to sit here.
Okay, that's fine. You've got a knife with you, which is.
No, it's not
you,
one.
you still
Okay.
carry a knife in a public place.
I got 2.
Two knives then,
Yeah.
for whatever reason. So
Yes.
we need to establish those facts.
Okay.
Right.
So if he knows his YouTube channel,
He
Say-
knows who I am.
you've
Say
established
if you had
it.
a family on the train
Okay.
and someone said there's a man with a knife on the train, would you want us to come do our job?
That's
So the answer to that question, officer, is yes. But once you've established the fact that he is Sikh and he is not doing it for non-nefarious reasons, as your other officer has already stated, that should have been the end of the conversation. But it's not the end of the conversation because it seems like you just want his details. His details are not going to establish if he's Sikh or not. Well, it probably will because this has happened to him hundreds and hundreds of times. So I understand in this person's situation how annoying it is, but it happens all the time.
fair enough, but when someone comes who knows who he is, job's done, isn't it?
The officer said no who I am.
That's irrelevant at the moment in time.
It's not, is it? Because if he's watching videos about this very thing every day.
I'm not interested in watching videos at the moment. So
No,
I'm dealing with a public safety issue, okay? All we're trying to do is just establish the facts.
Everyone's
Okay,
safe,
what facts are
mate.
you trying to
I'll
say?
show you, everyone's safe.
Facts
There's
that
no
we're going to
issue.
report somebody carrying a knife.
And I am, yes, I'm carrying 2.
Yes,
That's correct.
okay, so can I see them, please?
Article.
Can I see them?
I don't know, could you see them from there?
No, I can't.
Okay.
If I'll get him to have a look at the YouTube channel and you
No,
see
I'm
that
not gonna do that. I'm
I'm not going to start
disappearance.
at YouTube channels. I'm going to have a job, am I?
I would advise give you a bit of education and knowledge to what you're lacking at the moment.
Yes, public safety is a thing, and I do think he is right on asking the question. But he's wrong at the fact that he's saying, can I see him? And he's saying he can't see him. You'll soon realise what I mean by he is wrong by saying that. Because in a minute, some armed officers are going to come. And that is going to solve everything, I think. So, this officer here, he has got a bit of attitude. I don't care about YouTube, blah, 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 blah. But you should care about getting a free education. And if YouTube can provide that for you, then you should care.
Answer all your
What is
questions.
it? Okay, what law is there? Any lawful law?
The law can be tested for offensive
No,
weapons.
it's not. It's not offensive. Okay, under the criminal justice
There is a law in this country. Possession of a blade or appointed article.
I'll tell you what the law is. It's under the Criminal Justice Act 1988, Section 139. States you can have a bladed article on the street if you use it for work purposes, going through for martial arts training, theatre enactment, or for religious reasons.
Exactly. So that's why we need to establish the facts.
Okay, and
YouTube's the
if
best
you
place.
cooperate with us, we can get it done.
Cooperated.
YouTube is the best
I don't
way.
need to cooperate with anything actually. And I'll have to show it. I'm carrying 2 bladed articles. That's correct because I'm Sikh. That's the reason why I'm carrying it.
Okay. So can I see the
No.
notes?
So he's just said to this officer, I think it's like the 4th, maybe the 5th time he said he's Sikh. That should have been the end of this interaction. He just quoted him the law, word for word, but it's not good enough for this officer. So if this, in my opinion, once this officer knows the law word for word and he abuses that, ignorance of the law is no excuse for breaking the law. That's what you'll get told in court. That's what these officers should get told as well. But it's not. Let's carry on.
Because they're not knives, they're krapans.
Alright, can I see the krapans then?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't want to show it to you and I don't have to show it to you. Is there any law that says I have to show it to you?
Okay.
Everyone's safe, officer, man. You're stressing yourself out, mate, over nothing.
I'm not getting stressed at all.
We just came from Birmingham New Street, and that with everybody knows him in Birmingham, so we don't get this
I
problem.
don't know him. I've never met him before in my life.
Your mate does, so if you
Yeah,
speak with
I
your
haven't.
colleague, though, he can like educate you.
He
Education
knows
is
me.
key.
Fuck it. No, somebody's seen this. That's all he's known to us.
That's all we need to know.
Yeah.
You happy with that now?
Yeah.
Got the phone number?
I don't need it. I'm just doing it for our safety, innit, because we get a lot of problems.
So there you go, and response come, they know the person, end of the full situation. So why did it take a fellow officer to come and say, I know him, there's no threat to it for this situation to end? No matter what this person did, it was never going to be good enough in this officer's mind for why he's carrying these kapans, as he said, religious items.
But you know what it's about. I know it's what. So I was trying to follow. We know, yeah. That's why you know. You've got his friend. I was just trying to follow the chief inspector, Manny Gill. Yeah, he's all right. No, he's not. Yeah. All right. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, that's actually voice from the YouTube channel. I don't obviously we just have to check
Yeah, but the thing is, the thing is, I hear what you're saying. No, I hear what you're saying.
we can resolve this in 30 seconds. Get
But okay, why do I need to? This is the thing.
You've got to appreciate what members of the public saw.
Yeah, it's alright, they just got it. Thought he had a knife on him, but he's Sikh, innit? Hang on. Go on, let's go, man, let's go, bro.
But being honest, I've been in Birmingham, you always get a reaction that you say.
Yeah. No problem, man. Nice one, lad.
You must be used to it as much as we are, sir.
Yeah, no problem. Alright,
So that's the end of that. This officer, the one what sat down next to him, is not an officer. Well, he is an officer, but as a British Transport Police, he turned around and said that the whole situation could have been resolved in 30 seconds if he just complied. I think you'll find he did comply in the first 30 seconds, but it didn't work. And he told you 3 or 4 times that he was Sikh, which should have made the situation end, but it didn't, because it wasn't good enough for you. But let us know in the comments down below what you thought of this interaction. As always, like the video, it does open YouTube's algorithm, and I'll catch you on the next one.